So really the big thing that we've noticed over the past few years is that it's moving away from a just purely contactless solution to including 2D barcode, including visually validated, and even looking at other solutions like Bluetooth. And we feel as though the advantage of having a mobile ticketing solution is that you can use a number of different formats for being able to validate that ticket. So what has been traditionally defined as just 2D barcode or just NFC, I think is evolving into a number of different technologies that are all part of the mobile device. So I think kind of to what I was talking about in the first question, a lot of people are concerned about, I might already have a tap-on, tap-off type system, or I might already have something where it's a visual inspection system. How do I bring those together and make sure that two systems can be able to interoperate with each other and that they can share fair information back and forth between the two organizations? I think the advantage of having something that is given to the consumer where they can be able to visually validate it on one system, and then they might get onto the Metro, and then that might be a 2D barcode or a tap-on type system, but it can all be part of the exact same app. You just have different validation methods that are built into the same app. And then on the back office, just sharing out the access between the two different systems. So if you have a regional rail operator that might be getting part of the revenue that's being generated from that fare, and then the Metro getting the other part of that revenue, just having a back-end reconciliation system that allows for both of them to partner up. And that's really a key part of what we've developed as a company over the past 2 years. So I think a really interesting thing that has come out is Apple's emphasis on Bluetooth low energy, which has started to be deployed within retail environments and even within stadiums within the US market. And my background is actually working for Apple and doing consulting work with Apple, and so I think they've always been kind of a leader in what happens with mobile technology and mobile payments. And we really think that Bluetooth will probably lead the way in terms of you won't even have to take your phone out of your pocket. You'll just be able to walk through a gate. It will know exactly where you're sitting at, that you have an active ticket. And you can continue to use your phone for text messaging, listening to music, or just leaving it in your pocket. And it allows you to validate your fare. So just minimizing the difficulty that you give to the customer, because everything happens in the background, provided that the Bluetooth is turned on. So I think that's really going to be an interesting change of how we end up doing validation of mobile ticketing media over the next few years. I think one of the biggest problems is the investment that a lot of the operators have already made in their existing fare collection media and what mobile ticketing means on top of that. A lot of them are concerned about having 2, 3, 4 different fare collection systems that are out there, and how do they make sure that they all work together so that way they aren't running into situations where they're running multiple reports and having to do extra work for reconciliation. So again, another part of what we've really tried to do is make sure that we're integrating with other third-party providers. So whether it's a Xerox, an Init, Thales, we're actually taking our data and putting it into their back office system, or vice versa. Sometimes they're sharing data and putting it into our back office system, but trying to make that as open as possible so that way the operators aren't having to worry about having multiple systems to manage. So.